If your skin looks heavy, patchy, or disappears by midday in winter, it's not your skin, it's how you're applying it. Today, I'll show you how to make makeup last all day, look invisible on the skin, and still feel comfortable. Plus, why mauve is one of the smartest colors you can wear in winter. Let's start with one of the most long-lasting foundations on the market. Even after all these years, I always come back to this one. But here's the thing, shake your foundation. This is a matte formula, which means the ingredients separate. And you must shake the bottle well to mix everything properly and get the formula the way it's supposed to perform. Then I take a small amount of foundation on my finger, place small dots on the foundation all over the cheek, and in other words, distribute the products evenly across the entire area. Then take a moisturizing cream and do the same. Pick it up and dot it onto the cheek. Next, take a setting spray and shake it as well. Spray it directly onto the cheek. Take any sponge and while everything is still wet, gently press the product into the skin. This gives the thinnest, most beautiful finish. I love this method so much and the skin looks even, fresh and naturally radiant from within. I'll cover acne breakouts later, so just using a small brush. Technique number 2. Again, apply the foundation in dots, press the foundation in, dot the cream on top as well, and then blend everything using a synthetic brush. I bought this one at the end of the last year. It's honestly amazing and it's very comfortable. It gets into all hard-to-reach areas, and you can also use it for contour or blush. Next, apply a water-based setting spray. This is important, exactly water-based. So finally, go over everything with a sponge using gentle dabbing motions to press the product in and lock it into the skin. Technique number 3. Apply foundation to the forehead, then spray the setting spray directly onto the brush and blend it out. I don't apply cream to my forehead because it gets oily very quick. Probably because I've been wearing a hat lately. My cheeks don't get oily, so they stayed hydrated. This kind of localized application, adjusting based on your skin's need, works incredibly well. And at the end, spray setting spray onto a sponge and gently press it into the forehead. This is especially good if you have dry patches or facial hair. How to cover pimples? If a pimple is in its active stage, the skin is healing and producing a protective layer. That area will become slightly wet over the time, and that's completely normal. I always choose a matte concealer, no exceptions, and apply it directly on top of the pimple with a small brush. Let it set, then slightly tap it in with your finger. Now warm that same concealer between your fingers and apply it to the inner corners of the eyes and over the lids. This neutralizes blue and purple veins. If this shade looks a bit orange on the rest of the face, it doesn't matter, we will fix that with the powder. Take a white pressed powder and a small fluffy brush. Using pressing motions, gently set the concealer. See how invisible this looks. Thin layers only where needed. Honestly, I already like how it looks. And you can stop at any stage. Makeup is a constructor. Build it your way. Next beauty tip. Mix your favorite eyeliner pencil with an eyeshadow base to create creamy eyeshadow. I love simple hacks like this. It saves space in your makeup bag, break the usual rules, and it's just fun. And once you start mixing, you suddenly want to mix everything, if you feel like that. And here, I'm just applying it with my finger and blend it across the entire lid. And you can build up the color with the second layer, or you can leave it sheer. Both look beautiful. By the way, notice that my eyeshadow base is lighter than my natural skin tone. This is important because it allows the eyeshadow color to look cleaner, fresher, and more true to color. I take the same eyeshadow base and pay attention. I apply it to the inner corners of the eyes. I press it in. I don't drag or stretch the skin. I only tap. And this keeps everything extremely thin and natural looking. Look at this. I'm placing light. This is inverse contouring. I work on the Hollywood triangles under the eyes, and honestly, this works even better than the concealer. Eyeshadow base grips the pore area incredibly well, doesn't crease and doesn't emphasize texture, fine lines, or pores. You only need a tiny pear size amount, more isn't better. I'll also add a little bit to the chin. Next beauty hack, brows. Natural brows, not drawn stripes. Take a waterproof eyeliner pencil, apply it onto a brow spoolie and brush it through the brows. Look, the brow instantly becomes more defined in color. Do you remember my transparent brow hairs? This technique is perfect for that. It colors the soft, fluffy hairs you usually don't see, making the brows look fluffy and airier. Of course, you can also just use a tinted brow gel, your choice. But this trick saves me so much time and honestly a lot of money. I have so many brown pencils that it feels like they will last me lifetime. And I honestly use them on clients too, brown, not black. And lately, I just want to soften everyone's face. If the tail of the brow needs extra work where hairs don't grow, you can refine it with the eyeshadows. Eyeshadows are basically brow powders, just more pigmented. That's why I joke that a brown pencil is the female version of a man's 5-in-1 shampoo. Eyes, brows, lips, contour, even lashes. You can do everything with a brown pencil. To make sure the cream layer on the eyes doesn't crease, I lightly set the area with a light matte eyeshadow. We are creating a long-lasting natural winter makeup look. I blend everything with my finger, just easy, fast, and very controlled. Next makeup tip. After gift exchanges, you probably ended up with some shades in your makeup bag that don't really work for you. For example, I don't like fuchsia or magenta shades. On me, in the pure form and without special techniques like ombre or blurred lips, they look flat, cheap, and overly childish. With my light hair, they make my features look more infantile and with grown-out roots, honestly a bit unkempt. You know, it's a very tricky color. And get ready, Valentine's Day gift sets are coming. Brands love putting this shade everywhere, so just save this information for future. Here's what we will do. First, I apply lip mask and the hydration is incredible. After maybe 3 or 4 nights of medium application, my lips were completely restored. And you know, I bite my lips when I'm nervous. By the way, this is my day 8 of me not doing that, and I want to start the new year with a small personal win. And the most interesting part, color theory. Now let's add a cool dark gray tone and mix a new lipstick shade. So honestly, I've been doing custom lipstick mixed maybe since high school. Back then, makeup wasn't as accessible and variety was limited. So you learn to get creative, and that habit stayed with me. And yes, I wasn't really allowed to wear makeup growing up, so I had to get creative. Mixing products on the hand is faster and gives a more even result, but I'm showing it this way just so you can clearly see what's happening. Now this color Mauve. And Mauve is a mix between magenta and violet, not the saturation, but the hue. So what we can do is adjust the proportions of gray in the mix. And that's it. I can remove the top layer and get a softer, maybe a lighter version, still violet lilac, just less intense. And this color looks flawless on fair and deep skin tones with olive or neutral undertones. I would say it works on almost everyone except very warm undertones. And if you were gifted blushes that are too pink, Barbie pink or baby pink, and you know they are just not your color, the method is the same. Mix in a gray eyeshadow or even a gray contour shade. Powder or cream both work. Suddenly that blush becomes muted, calm and sophisticated. Not Barbie pink, not baby pink. We are changed the depth and purity of the color, made it slightly dirty, and it's beautiful. This works especially well for very fair skin, where everything tends to look orange or even yellow. All you need is a gray pigment nearby. Eyeshadow or contour, doesn't matter. And you don't need to throw away makeup with the wrong colors. You just adjust it slightly. If you add too much gray, it looks almost like a cool contour. So it looks incredible on the skin, very unique, and I press it in with a brush that still has a bit of foundation on it. So the color melts naturally into the makeup. And this is my natural gray shadow with a soft pink hue. Very elegant and very beautiful. You could even apply your pink blush first and then slightly veil a gray contour over it, just with a fluffy brush. Layering works, and just keep it thin and soft. Next beauty tip. Take a white powder and use it to clean up eyeshadow blending. For example, if you blended brown smoky eyes and realized the shape dropped too low, but you want a lifting effect, you don't need concealer. Concealer can leave a harsh line if you get too close to the edge. And with a fluffy brush and white powder, you can softly create the illusion of lift. Next technique. I spray an aerosol setting spray directly onto the brush. Then I pick up highlighter, find the placement. For me, it's this protruding cheekbone. Place the brush down and start polishing the product into the skin. Do you see that glow? It's unreal, and the highlighter particles don't fall or crumble. They stick to the brush because of the aerosol spray and the formula. I don't recommend using the water-based spray I showed earlier in this step, in the beginning of that video. That one has a different purpose, and let's add a bit of highlighter to the inner corners of the eyes for light and more open gaze. So this instantly makes the eyes look bigger and more awake. Next beauty tip, mascara. Mascara is amazing, but it often takes away from a natural look. Have you ever noticed how makeup sometimes looks just better before mascara? Yes, it looks softer without it, and maybe we should be using mascaras that are lighter than black. For example, brown. Yes, but sometimes it's not even the color, it's the texture and the amount of the mascara on the lashes. So they stop looking light and airy. We all say, I look so weird without mascara, but honestly, after concealer, the eyes can look unfinished. I agree with you, and so you feel like you have to do something with that. And here's the tip. Take the same brown long-lasting pencil and a clean brow spoolie. Lightly coat the spoolie and brush through your lashes. Look at the effect. It looks like your natural lashes and just slightly deeper in color. Still thin, still transparent in the tips. Love it. And this is a favorite technique of makeup artists on advertising shootings, especially for clean girl makeup, no makeup looks. I love both options, with mascara and without. And final tip, what do you do when your foundation transfers onto your jacket color? Apply an aerosol setting spray specifically to the jawline and cheek area. Let it fully dry. While it dries, I'll show you how I remove foundation from colors on any clothing. I use my favorite micellar water, and if it's fabric and that doesn't fully work, I just threw it into the wash and my white clothes always stay white. And don't forget, spray the jacket to itself as well, especially the color. By the way, when I'm too lazy or maybe in a rush to look for hairspray, I sometimes use the same aerosol setting spray. It always works. And this is the final look. It looks stunning, long-lasting, cool-tone winter makeup, perfect for oily skin. And now tell me, which beauty tip are you going to try first? What do you think about mascara? Which do you like more, left or right eye? And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!